Okay, so this video is to go over lesson 34 from module 4 on page 193. So if we take a look at the words, Vanessa has at most $5. At most $5. How can we write that as an inequality? She has at most $5. So let's say V is what? What symbols am I going to use? Call out. Less than or equal to. Is there anybody that's getting confused why we would use equal to, less than or equal to? Thank you so much for raising your hands. So the reason why we're using less than or equal to is because it says at most she has that. So if somebody told you you had at most $5, could you have $5 in your pocket? Yes. Yes. That's the most you have in your pocket. But could you have less than $5 in your pocket? Yes. So it means that you could have $5, but you could also have less than that as well. So that at most is telling you that the most you could possibly have is $5. So you could have $5, but you could also have less than that. So the way to map this out, remember, I'm sorry, I forgot to put the 5 up here. So the way to map this out is for us to talk about the circle we're putting on 5, because 5 is the information we have, right? So what kind of circle are we putting on 5? A filled-in circle or one that is empty? Because of the equal, right? So we're going to draw a circle on 5. Sorry, my board's not so aligned. We're going to draw a circle on 5, and then which direction am I going? Closer to 0 or away from 0? Closer to 0. Closer to 0 because I either have Vanessa either has $5 or she has less than $5. And let me erase this and draw this a little bit better. So we're going to put our circle here and do our line here. You want to make sure that this is colored in dark enough so that the people can see it, okay? All right, let's take a look at the next one. Lee Chen has less than $5. Let's put L for Lee Chen. And what symbol am I going to put there? Less than. Okay, so L is less than 5. What kind of circle am I going to put on 5? Open or filled in? Open, because 5 is not an option, right? She or he does not have $5, but they do have less than that. So we put an open circle and we would draw our line, okay? If we're looking at example 2 here, we have Kelly works for quick oil change. If customers have to wait longer than 20 minutes for the oil change, the company does not charge for the service. So if they have to wait longer than 20 minutes, it's what? Free. Free. The fastest oil change that Kelly has ever done took 6 minutes. Show the possible customer wait times in which the company charges the customer. Okay, so I saw some interesting things in your homework for this. We know that 1 is 20, right? One of these values is 20. And if they wait for 20 minutes, do they still get charged? No. If the customer have to wait longer than 20 minutes, if they wait for 20 minutes, do they still have to pay? Yes. Yeah. If they wait longer than 20 minutes, they don't have to pay. But if they wait 20 minutes, they have to pay. So we're going to color that in. So they gave you this other piece of information, 6 minutes, that's the fastest that Kelly's ever done it. Now, if you did this, I would accept this answer. Because if you colored in 20 and said that anything that is less than 20, including 20, would work, I'm okay with that. Okay? However, you could have also done this to say that the fastest ever was 6. 20 is when you're paying then from anything between this, knowing that you'd have to wait 6 minutes for the fastest one, but anything past that up to 20 you'd also have to pay for it. If you went past 20, you wouldn't have to pay. So both of those work, okay?